It is in your hands to make a better world for all who live in it. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity, it is an act of justice. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Do not judge me by my successes, judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. It always seems impossible until it's done. One cannot be prepared for something while secretly believing it will not happen. Lead from the back, and let others believe they are in front. I hate race discrimination most intensely and in all its manifestations. I have fought it all during my life, I fight it now and will do so until the end of my days. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great, you can be that generation. As I have said, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success, if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do. I never lose. I either win or learn. I like friends who have independent minds because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. To find out if your friend is loyal, ask him to lie to another friend. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. A leader is like a shepherd. He stays behind the flock, letting the most nimble go out ahead, whereupon the others follow, not realizing that all along they are being directed from behind. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Know your enemy, and learn about his favorite sport. It is not where you start but how high you aim that matters for success. Keep your friends close, and your rivals even closer. When man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. When man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Courageous people do not fear forgiving, for the sake of peace. The brave man is not the one who has no fears, he is the one who triumphs over his fears. Those who conduct themselves with morality, integrity and consistency need not fear the forces of inhumanity and cruelty. We owe our children, the most vulnerable citizens in any society, a life free from violence and fear. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's inspiring others to move beyond it. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears.
Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Logic will get you from A to Z, imagination will get you everywhere. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. Anyone who has never made a mistake, has never tried anything new. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery each day. Try not to become a man of success. Rather become a man of value. You never fail, until you stop trying. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. The world is a dangerous place to live. not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing.
Only knowledge that is used sticks in your mind. Be more concerned with your character than with your reputation, for your character is what you are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. Every man I meet is my superior in some way. In that, I learn of him. The rare individual who unselfishly tries to serve others has an enormous advantage. The only way I can get you to do anything is by giving you what you want. Take a chance. All life is a chance. The man who goes farthest is generally the one who is willing to do and dare. Success is getting what you want. Happiness is wanting what you get. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. If you want to conquer fear, don't sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside our windows today. Our fatigue is often caused not by work, but by worry, frustration and resentment. First ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Then prepare to accept it. Then proceed to improve on the worst. The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way. Most of us have far more courage than we ever dreamed we possessed. Don't be afraid to give your best to what seemingly are small jobs. Every time you conquer one, it makes you that much stronger. If you do the little jobs well, the big ones will tend to take care of themselves. Happiness doesn't depend on any external conditions, it is governed by our mental attitude. The person who goes farthest is generally the one who is willing to do and dare. The sure-thing boat never gets far from shore. Feeling sorry for yourself and your present condition is not only a waste of energy but the worst habit you could possibly have. Fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. Smile. Today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. People don't have many friends because as kids they didn't learn to trust people. Fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. If you can't sleep, then get up and do something instead of lying there worrying. It's the worry that gets you, not the lack of sleep. The royal road to a man's heart is to talk to him about the things he treasures most. Applause is a receipt, not a bill. There is only one way to get anybody to do anything, and that is by making the other person want to do it. If you want to be enthusiastic, act enthusiastic. Do the hard jobs first. The easy jobs will take care of themselves. Tell the audience what you're going to say it, then tell them what you've said. I could be so attached and still leave you. I want you, I don't need you. Everyone wants to be a beast, until it's time to do what beasts do. Some people dream of success, while I wake up and work for it. I am motivated by the fear of being average. Everyone wants to be a king, unless they know the path to be a king. It is better to be a lonely lion than a popular sheep. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. I don't worry about those who talk behind my back, they're behind me for a reason. I am motivated by the fear of being average. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. The dream that doesn't scare you is not a big dream. I am the CEO of my life. I hire, fire and promote accordingly. Either I will find a way, or I will make one. Don't come back when you realize that I'm rare. I will win. Not immediately, but definitely. I don't care what you think about me. I don't think about you at all. I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Do what they are not willing to do, and you'll get what they will never have. The best revenge is massive success. Build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. Everyone around you will appreciate you if your words match your actions. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. We may never be strong enough to be entirely non-violent in thought, word and deed. An eye for an eye will only make the whole world blind. When I despair, I remember that all through history the way of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time, they can seem invincible, but in the end, they always fall. Think of it always. Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. I will not let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet. The future depends on what we do in the present. Our greatest ability as humans is not to change the world, but to change ourselves. Look at the sparrows. They do not know what they will do in the next moment. Let us literally live from moment to moment. There are 2 days in the year that we cannot do anything, yesterday and tomorrow. A coward is incapable of exhibiting love. It is the prerogative of the brave. Each night, when I go to sleep, I die. And the next morning, when I wake up, I am reborn. There is nothing that wastes the body like worry, and one who has any faith in God should be ashamed to worry about anything whatsoever. Knowledge gained through experience is far superior and many times more useful than bookish knowledge. To lose patience is to lose the battle. They cannot take away our self-respect if we do not give it to them. The enemy is fear. We think it is hate, but it is fear. My faith is brightest in the midst of impenetrable darkness. Even if the paradise of material satisfaction, which they envisage as their final goal, were realized on earth, it would not bring mankind either contentment or peace. The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems. The real love is to love those that hate you, to love your neighbor even though you distrust him. Truth is by nature self-evident. As soon as you remove the cobwebs of ignorance that surround it, it shines clear. You can chain me, you can torture me, you can even destroy this body, but you will never imprison my mind. When you are right, you have no need to be angry. When you are wrong, you have no right to be angry. Our ability to reach unity and diversity will be the beauty and the test of our civilization. A person who is worried about the outcome of his work does not see his goal, he sees only his opposition and the obstacles before him. There is no way to peace, there is only peace.
Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? My best friend is a person who will give me a book I have not read. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Those who deny freedom to others, deserve it not for themselves. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the heavens and say there is no God. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. There are no bad pictures, that's just how your face looks sometimes. All that I am, or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. You can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. A farce or comedy is best played, a tragedy is best read at home. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today.
Don't try to cover your mistakes with false words. Rather, correct your mistakes with examination. Learn to be silent. Let your quiet mind listen and absorb. A fool is known by his speech, and a wise man by silence. The highest goal of music is to connect one's soul to their divine nature, not entertainment. The oldest, shortest words, yes and no, are those which require the most thought. Do not go to bed until you have gone over the day 3 times in your mind. What wrong did I do? What good did I accomplish? What did I forget to do? The wise man should be prepared for everything that does not lie within his control. In anger we should refrain both from speech and action. If you have a wounded heart, touch it as little as you would an injured eye. There are only 2 remedies for the suffering of the soul, hope and patience. If you're asked, what is the silence? Respond, it is the first stone of the wisdom's temple. There is geometry in the humming of the strings, there is music in the spacing of the spheres. Above the cloud with its shadow is the star with its light. Above all things reverence thyself. It is difficult to walk at one and the same time many paths of life. Friends are as companions on a journey, who ought to aid each other to persevere in the road to a happier life. Choose rather to be strong of soul than strong of body. Salt is born of the purest parents, the sun and the sea. Do not say a little in many words but a great deal in a few. Learn silence. With the quiet serenity of a meditative mind, listen, absorb, transcribe, and transform. Most men and women, by birth or nature, lack the means to advance in wealth and power, but all have the ability to advance in knowledge. Rest satisfied with doing well, and leave others to talk of you as they please.
We ought never to do wrong when people are looking.
The most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. A person with a new idea is a crank until the idea succeeds. Never argue with stupid people, they will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. Loyalty to country always. Loyalty to government, when it deserves it. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Honesty the best of all the lost arts. The truth must be served like a coat, and not thrown in the face like a wet towel. When I was younger, I could remember anything, whether it had happened or not, but my faculties are decaying now and soon I shall be so I cannot remember any but the things that never happened. It is sad to go to pieces like this but we all have to do it. Noise proves nothing. Often a hen who has laid an egg cackles as if she had laid an asteroid. Everyone is a moon, and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, then success is sure. Only 2 things we'll regret on deathbed: that we are little loved and little traveled. Never argue with a fool, onlookers may not be able to tell the difference. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, then success is sure. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you, too, can become great. Man will do many things to get himself loved, he will do all things to get himself envied. Wrinkles should merely indicate where the smiles have been. If you pick up a starving dog and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principle